Okay guys, so this is going to be a very quick intro. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Mojo GT, and today this is going to be a very quick intro because I need to get started. It's about 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night, and as you can see, the Charger's back up in the air. It was supposed to be on the ground. We installed the drive shaft. Well, I always go through the HHP website, and I'm always looking for parts. Oh hey, I might need this for the build. Oh hey, I didn't think of that. Well, I was looking through the website and I saw a torque converter centering. Basically it's a bushing that centers the torque converter, and I'm like, oh no, I know for a fact I did not install one. So I go outside my garage, check my 6.1 and 5.7 crank. They both have one. I'm scrounging through all the videos, all the footage I have, all the pictures, and I find a picture where I can barely see the tail end of the crank, which is closest to the transmission, and I don't have one installed. So obviously I have to pull the transmission. I have the whole wiring harness done, coolant hoses hooked up, otherwise I would actually drop the whole subframe again to make it that much easier. But I'm gonna have to get underneath the car, remove the drive shaft, remove the transmission, do all of that stuff again. So that really sucks, but I'm gonna pound this out, get you guys this content as soon as I can. I don't want to be waiting on this. As soon as I get done today, I'm ordering the part. Like, I haven't even ordered it yet. So I will work for a couple hours tonight. I got work in the morning. I need to get underneath this car. I got it in the air. I'm going to remove the drive shaft, trans brace, and then I'm going to see what it's going to take to remove the transmission, whether that's removing the cowl, and so that we can get to the bell housing bolts from the top, or if we can reach them from the bottom. I don't know. I'm going to get started. Just move as fast as I possibly can without messing up. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm probably not going to do time lapse or anything, so just kind of catch flicks as it goes. In the power of editing, this is going to be done in 10 minutes, which I'm very jealous of you guys. Anyway, let's get started. Okay guys, so it is at just about 10 o'clock. I'm going to call it a night. I have trans brace removed, starter removed, about half of the bell housing bolts on the bottom. What else do we have? Oh, torque converter bolts are removed. I have the trans obviously supported. Now what we'll have to do next time is, I probably should have done this before, so heads up if you have to pull the trans. Do the bell housing bolts across the top first, so that when you get to the bottom you don't have to sit up like 10 inches higher than what it normally would be. So anyway, that's what it's going to be for the night. I probably won't be able to work on this until probably Saturday morning, so we'll try to make Saturday the day that we take it out, and I'll order the part as soon as I get home today, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And the power of editing, we'll be right back Saturday morning. And just like that, we are back, and I did a little bit of cleaning on the bench. A little bit. I did not say I cleaned the bench, okay? A little bit. I have a little bit of space right here. Anyway, what we're gonna do today, since I have most of the stuff done from down below, I even have the trans resting on a jack, and drive shaft is removed, all that shit. So a couple transmission bell housing bolts were removed in the process. So now what I should have done beforehand was take the cowl off before, or maybe I'll be able to reach all this stuff from back here, but we'll see. Basically what I need to do is just remove bell housing bolts. That's it. So first things first, I need to get underneath the car, and I borrowed my uncle's transmission jack. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that out of the back of my truck, put it underneath the transmission, a little bit more sturdy, and go from there. Well, it's out. All the bell housing bolts. It's actually really not that hard to get out, guys. I mean, this is the setup. A couple of boards. Make sure you disconnect your linkage. What worked best for me was removing the dipstick tube, and as I lowered it, I pulled the dipstick tube out because you can't pull it. You don't have enough clearance from sitting in factory location. So I'm probably going to order that firewall insulation. I wasn't going to, since, you know, the transmission was in there, but now that it's out, I might as well do that. So I'm going to try to order that, but we're going to lower it down. Here it is. I think I'm going to leave the back ones on, just because I don't plan on moving it. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to start doing Procharger shit, because I want to do some fun stuff and not take a transmission out. That sucks. Right behind me is my 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8 that we did a 426 stroker kit on, and we're putting a Procharger on it, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna mount this thing once and for all. I have everything besides the little spacer that Uncle Art has to make. Shout out to Uncle Art. What's a video without me shouting out Uncle Art? So I'm so excited, guys. This is insane. I'm gonna set up my live stream on TikTok, and hopefully we get some good viewership. I don't know. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the installation guide that I printed off. Shout out to Todd if you're watching this. Thanks for printing this off. If you know, you know. Basically it's printed in color, step by step, the installation manual that you get from Procharger. Since I bought this kit used, I had to have this printed off. So I had Procharger send me the PDF, and I was able to print it off. Shout out to Procharger because you guys have helped me tremendously. I got on the phone with David Vermillion, helped me a ton, and I just bought a bracket from them that they had in stock, which was dope. So overall, to this point, to this day, before I try to mock this up, I am just over $4,100 on this Procharger kit that is right now, as of today, is an $8,600 kit. So yeah, under half price. Let's get it. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I don't really know where to start, so I'll just start on page 1, and if there are any updates, I'll stop and let you guys know. Okay guys, so I've been on TikTok live. Basically what I did was remove my idler and my tensioner and torqued these two 21 foot-pounds, or yeah, 21 foot-pounds, and torqued this to 31, this to 40, and this to 30 as well. I installed this bracket with the new bolt. Basically what that does is it rotates your pressure hose from an angle like this to like this so you can fit the Procharger. That's as far as I've got right now. I understand that if you guys are watching this video, you're gonna be really frustrated because I don't have a front clip. Anybody that watches this video, you're gonna have a front clip. You're gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be easy. They're gonna show me how to throw in my Procharger, and then click on it and see that he doesn't even have his radiator in. So I understand that. Just take it with a grain of salt, guys. This is gonna be a lot easier for me than it will for you. Right now what I'm doing is removing the two forward-most bolts for the AC compressor so that we can install this bracket, which is the lower mount for the Procharger. Okay guys, so I'm gonna throw up a screenshot of what size belts you are to look for. So I have the combination of factory alternator, factory water pump, factory power steering pump, factory AC compressor, aftermarket, God, I can't think, aftermarket idler, aftermarket tensioner, and a 5% overdrive harmonic balancer. So in order to install this 6K832 belt, or what it really is the 6K832 belt, I really would recommend getting a 6K837. So this is the part number, 60 KO60832, and I would actually recommend getting the 37 because this is 83 3/4, and I would say that 84 1/4 would be good, another ½ an inch, because I actually had to pull my my idler and kind of start the threads on the bolt with this tensioner all the way brought back. So it's about as tight as it can be and run. It's going to stretch over time, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, just a heads up, I would definitely look for the 37 instead of the 32 if you're running the same setup. I don't really know where I left off last time. I think we were working on the Procharger, but I basically have this all mocked up. I'm just waiting on a spacer. Probably gonna have to make my own. The torque converter alignment that I was missing, it's like a bushing basically. I had to cut one out of the 5.7 crank. So we are going to put the transmission in right now. So it's going to be pretty simple. All we have to do, unfortunately my jack stands are maxed out before the transmission can just slide under it on the trans jack. So what we're going to have to do is get it under there, put it on the trans jack while we are in the transmission tunnel, and then we can lift it up and install it. Should be pretty straightforward and simple. So I am absolutely drenched in sweat. It's hot out here. I Got myself a body armor. Shout out to body armor. This stuff is fire. Goldberry or the Mamba Forever ones are my favorite. Anyway, trans is back in. I had to loosen all the bolts, and then because I didn't get one all the way in, I missed it, so the threads weren't lining up, so I had to loosen them all again, thread that one in, and then go from there, put them all back in basically. So now I'm ready to put the drive shaft back in. I do have to wipe down these bolts because there was some kind of residue on them, like you might be able to tell on camera, but I'm gonna wipe these down really quick, clean them up. I do have some brake clean here, so I might just use that, spray them down really quick. And I do have some blue Loctite here, so I'll go ahead and Loctite those in. It's really simple to throw this in, guys. I'm just gonna use my cordless ratchet to run them in, and I'll torque them in later. By later, I mean as soon as I have all the bolts in. So I've been working on this for like 5 hours now. A lot of it's kind of just like going at a really good slow pace, just having a good time, right? So all the trans bolts are tightened back in for the bell housing. I obviously have to reinstall this, so don't worry about that. Torque converter bolts, you can't see them obviously. Torque converter bolts are in and torqued to 31 foot-pounds. Those are with ARP bolts, with blue Loctite. Trans brace is softly mocked up. We have to take that back down anyway when we replace the trans pan. I'm going to get a deep pan. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight, guys. And if this is the end of the video, I'll see you next time. Peace.